Anti-flat earthers have been claiming the flat earth is dead for the past year, ever since we lost a few flat earthers in the Antarctic trip. But is it really dead? Let's find out. Let's take a look at the top 30 flat earth channels on Facebook. This is my list from last year concerning the top 30 flat earth channels on Facebook. It's completely interactive and open to the public. You're welcome to come and check it out. Today we're updating our list, and then we can compare it with our separate list for YouTube. So here's number 1 from last year, NAOV, who from the year 2024 to 2025 experienced a growth of 300,000 followers. It was absolutely record-breaking. I had never seen any flat earth channel grow that much in a single year, ever. But let's go ahead and click on them and see where they're at today. NAOV, 1.9 million followers. That absolutely smashes the prior year's growth record by doubling it. Now at 600,000 followers in a single year. Over here on YouTube, he's only got 263,000 subscribers. There's a major difference there. And there's something cool about YouTube, however, that you don't quite get on Facebook yet. And that is the auto dub feature. His channel was a Spanish channel, but the auto dub feature changes that.
¿Qué dice la Biblia sobre la forma del mundo? Uno de los libros más.
We just go click on the options here, and then there's the audio track, which we can switch over into auto-dubbed English.
What does the Bible say about the shape of the world? One of the most popular, important, and ancient books in the world, and for millions of people, the sacred book inspired by God. The Bible is a composite work, so there would be no reason why the cosmology assumed by its various writers would have to be similar and relatively consistent. Yet it is. The Bible from Genesis to Revelation speaks of the world as flat and fixed. Many verses in the Old Testament clearly show that the ancient Hebrews knew that the world is like this. The ancient Hebrews had as neighbors the Egyptians to the southwest and the Babylonians to the northeast. Both civilizations had flat world cosmologies. Biblical cosmology closely resembles Sumero-Babylonian cosmology and may also draw on Egyptian cosmology. The Babylonian universe had the shape of a round, domed world. The Babylonians considered the earth essentially flat with a landmass surrounded by ocean. The celestial vault was a physical object resting on the waters of the ocean. Fresh water beneath the earth sometimes manifests as springs.
So all you English speakers can enjoy his channel now. Now let's go check out number 2 on that list. Second on our list is Oliver Ibanez, who last year had 1.2 million followers. And if we click on that, we will find that he now has 1.3 million followers, which means he went up by 100,000 followers in a single year. And before moving down our list, I've got a new discovery for you. Say hello to Conscious Media 369 with their 1.7 million followers, stealing Oliver Ibanez's second place on my list. Let's go ahead and check out one of their videos.
So NASA just released the first official images of Earth of 2026. And here's what it looks like, guys. Isn't it funny how they remembered to put in the stars this time? Honestly, like if you think for a second that this is real, not generated by Photoshop, like look at this. Look at how fake this looks. If you believe that this is real, then your mind is not your own. It is completely obvious that NASA has been deceiving humanity, stealing our tax money, and hiding God's true creation. The truth to everything is found within, and when you look within, you won't believe this bull. Peace and love.
Number 4 is World's Last Chance, who last year we reported them losing 10,000 subscribers, or followers over here. And let's go ahead and click on them. They are now at 679,000 followers. This means, unfortunately, they lost 11,000 followers since last year. But let's move on to number 5. The Flat Earth channel with 628,000 followers. They now have 646,000 followers, which means they have gone up by 18,000 followers. Now, let's check out Tyler Hansen, number 6, who last year had 626,000 followers. Holy wow! Yeah, that's a good jump. 1.2 million followers. Congratulations! This means he has improved by 574,000 followers in a single year. And we're gonna go ahead and move him up. 1, 2. Boom. Change that color. Now, my little red arrows here are for comparison to YouTube. ODV TV, for example, has been one of the top English-speaking YouTube channels for years. But you gotta see exactly how many people above him we have on Facebook now. It's pretty significant, and it shows just how loose Facebook has really gotten over the years since 2020 when it comes to the censorship and shadow censoring people. Things are definitely a lot better than they used to be. Number 7 on our list, Mike Ellis, with 125,000 followers. Mike Ellis now has 162,000 followers. This means he's gone up 37,000 followers in a single year. That's some pretty decent growth, but someone's shown up to knock him down a peg. I present to you just the real 2.
Can me and you talk about bendy space-time, or more formally known as gravity? You may have heard other flat earthers say, no, gravity doesn't exist, it's a theory, it's buoyancy and density, but it's actually more than that. Buoyancy, density, and electrostatics, in my opinion. If you didn't know, there's a measurable amount of electrostatics in the air. This Richard Feynman lecture really puts it into perspective. And if you really want to check it out, I linked it in my Telegram, link tree in my bio. Here's the article though, if you want to read it real quick. As one goes upward from the surface of the ground, the electric potential increases about 100 volts per meter. Here's a graphic to kind of give you an idea of how this would look. So why am I talking about this? As you go up, you become more positively charged, so you will seek equilibrium with the negative, being the ground. So that's why when you hear other heliosexuals saying, why aren't we flying away if gravity isn't real? It's because you're denser than the atmosphere that encompasses you, the nitrogen, oxygen, and other gases, as well as the electrostatic force is basically sticking you to the ground. But don't blindly believe me. Listen to Walter Lewin, an MIT professor, giving a lecture literally explaining this. Let's listen to it and talk about it.
I'm not part of 802, so I'll leave that alone for now. So what holds our world together? Well, on the nuclear scale, 10 to the minus 12 centimeters, very important are the nuclear forces. On an atomic scale, up to thousands of kilometers, it's really electric forces that hold our world together. But on a much larger scale, planets and stars and the galaxy, it is gravity that holds our world together.
If you were listening closely, he said, from the atomic level up to thousands of kilometers, that is what's holding our world together, is electrostatics, not gravity. And gravity only comes into play on the planetary force, and there's problems with certain planets with the gravity, and then you have to invoke dark matter and dark energy, which is supposed to make up 95% of the universe, to actually make any of that work. So it's kind of a reification fallacy, if you ask me. I have a little bit more I need to go over, but seriously, read this quote by Isaac Newton himself talking about gravity and mass attracting mass. This is a drone with 0 moving parts. It uses ionic propulsion or electrostatics to fly. Got to add this earlier in the video, but if you're curious why the downward vector is decided, why things choose to fall down, not sideways and up, it's because of the downward pour of the electrostatics in the atmosphere to the ground that's acting as a negative. There's an article admitting that dark matter and dark energy supposedly make up 95% of the current cosmological view of the universe. Just a side note, dark matter adds up to 666 in Gematria. Space and time are human constructs. They can't be bent or explain what's going on in the universe. If you want more of my opinion, check my link tree in my bio. I've got a podcast there.
That would put Mike Ellis in 8th place, except we've got another person to introduce who's knocking him down another peg. Here is K Poji with 585,000 followers. Here is one of her videos with 1.2 million views.
I want to show you guys some of the coolest things that I have found so far in my 1863 Cassell Publishing House Bible. And this is just a standard family holy Bible. So right off the bat, I found the chronology fascinating. I've never seen any modern Bible that has dates. This one lists the creation date as 4004 BC. Then these are the dates for the Old Testament that they have listed. I know that dates are debated. I just find this really, really cool that it lists it so openly. In Genesis, you have the sun, the moon, but what is this? And there's no explanation, but I really feel like this could possibly be like a representation of Polaris or something, because it just doesn't make sense otherwise. Why would there be the sun and the moon and then this in the middle, just like how Polaris is in the middle? I don't know. I'm not stating anything as fact. Let me know what you guys think, though. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on that. So after the creation of the earth, there's some notes and some pictures. Here is how the Egyptians thought of the universe, and here's how the Hindus did. But the notes are kind of puzzling. You guys have to let me know what you think. It says the ancient Egyptians symbolized the earth, as the engraving will show, by a personage with a green beard, covered with leaves and recumbent, and heaven by a goddess, forming a vault by her arched body, and sprinkled with stars, while 2 boats, one carrying the rising and the other the setting sun, traversed the heavens by skimming the surface of the goddess's body. I know that you guys are thinking what I'm thinking, and if you're not, SpaceX and the rockets hitting the firmament.
So here is K Poji in 8th place, Mike Ellis in 9th place, and Flat Earth Dave in 10th place. Let's update him now. This is Flat Earth Dave from the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, and he now has 145,000 followers, which means he went up 20,000 followers, putting him into 9th place. But wait, there's more. A channel by the name of The Flat Earth Library has jumped up 145,000 followers, knocking Flat Earth Dave back into 10th place and dropping Mike Ellis out of the top 10. Now, as you can see, we've got quite a few more names here that need updating still. But for the rest, we're just gonna snap our fingers and get it done.
Think I'll make a snappy new day.
Here is the complete updated list. Pay attention to all those green arrows. It has been a pretty darn good year for Flat Earth. Although I gotta say, it's pretty surprising seeing big leaguers like ODD TV being way down at the bottom on Facebook. I know there's a lot more Flat Earth channels out there, but hey, this list is made to expand. So please, let me know about them. Thank you.
Such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that I'll be back when the day is new, and I'll have more ideas for you, and you'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will too. I'll be back next time. Bye-bye.